Albert Einstein and other scientists designed a way to make a ship vanish into thin air, literally, and reappear somewhere else.
The Philadelphia Experiment. It sounds like something from science fiction, but for decades it has been the focus of controversy, conspiracy, and speculation. Rumored to involve invisibility, teleportation, and even time travel, this alleged World War II Navy project has captured the imagination of believers and skeptics alike.
The Navy used a variation of Albert Einstein's unified field theory.
Was it a groundbreaking technological achievement or merely an urban legend fueled by paranoia? Today, we unravel the mystery behind the USS Eldridge, a story filled with eerie accounts, strange letters, and scientific curiosity that refuses to disappear.
Could it distort our vision of it enough that it became invisible?
The experiment begins. On October 28, 1943, amidst the chaos of World War II, it was rumored that the USS Eldridge, a Navy destroyer escort, underwent a covert and extraordinary experiment. Known today as the Philadelphia Experiment, this operation supposedly aimed to achieve two seemingly impossible feats: making the ship invisible to enemy detection and teleporting it to another location. According to accounts, the experiment took place in the Philadelphia Naval Shipyard. Witnesses reported a strange green fog surrounding the USS Eldridge just before it vanished entirely from sight. Moments later, it is said to have reappeared miles away in Norfolk, Virginia, a distance it would have otherwise taken hours to travel. While this alone sounds like science fiction, the claims don't end there. When the ship supposedly reappeared, something had gone terribly wrong. Crew members were reportedly found disoriented, physically ill, and some with horrifying injuries mysteriously fused with the ship's metal structure itself. Stories began to spread of sailors losing their minds, spontaneously bursting into flames, or fading in and out of visibility. Whether real or not, this was no ordinary military test. Why the experiment? The World War II context. To understand the backdrop of the Philadelphia Experiment, we need to look at the heightened scientific and military advancements of the time. The world was gripped by war, and both Allied and Axis powers were desperately seeking technological breakthroughs to gain the upper hand. The threat of German U-boats patrolling the Atlantic was a constant fear for the U.S. Navy. These deadly submarines could strike with impunity, sinking thousands of Allied ships. At the heart of the Philadelphia Experiment legend lies the idea that the U.S. Navy sought to make their ships invisible, not by bending light or becoming visually invisible, but by manipulating magnetic fields to evade radar and underwater mines. What adds plausibility to the story is the real scientific work being conducted during the war. The Navy did experiment with techniques like degaussing, a process that reduced a ship's magnetic signature to prevent mines from triggering. Ships would tow cables designed to neutralize their electromagnetic fields technology that was entirely plausible for the time. But did this simple method of field manipulation go too far? Was it pushed beyond its limits into uncharted and catastrophic territory? The origins of the legend. The story of the Philadelphia Experiment might never have taken hold if not for one man, Carlos Miguel Allende, also known as Carl Allen. In 1955, over a decade after the events, UFO researcher and author Morris Jessup received a series of bizarre letters from Allende. These letters claimed that he had witnessed the experiment firsthand. According to Allende, he was on a nearby ship, the SS Andrew Furuseth, when he allegedly saw the USS Eldridge vanish before his eyes. He linked this phenomenon to the mysterious unified field theory, which had been speculated about by none other than Albert Einstein. This theory, which attempts to unify gravity and electromagnetism, has long remained elusive for physicists. Allende suggested that the Navy had successfully applied Einstein's theories to achieve invisibility with disastrous effects. His claims, filled with outlandish detail, captivated Jessup and the conspiracy community. Jessup, already known for his writings on UFOs and unexplainable events, tried to investigate further. However, Allende's credibility quickly came into question. His rambling letters were inconsistent, and his handwriting, which varied noticeably, suggested a mixture of truth, fabrication, and possibly mental instability. The annotated book and government interest. Things took a darker turn when a copy of Morris Jessup's book, The Case for the UFO, appeared at the Office of Naval Research, ONR, with bizarre annotations. These annotations, believed to have been written by Allende and possibly others, described advanced technological concepts that seemed far beyond the knowledge of an average citizen. The annotated book raised eyebrows, prompting the ONR to take a closer look. Why would the Navy care about the ramblings of a conspiracy theorist? Some argue that there must have been an underlying truth to Allende's claims enough to warrant the Navy's interest. Others insist it was merely curiosity or amusement at a persistent myth. Either way, the annotated book served to fuel further speculation that the government was hiding the truth. The downfall of Morris Jessup. Jessup became obsessed with the Philadelphia experiment. Already struggling professionally, he began losing credibility among peers due to his focus on unprovable claims and conspiracies. Tragically, his story took an even darker turn. In 1959, Jessup was found dead in his car, with a hose leading from the exhaust pipe in apparent suicide. However, like all mysterious deaths, conspiracy theorists were quick to propose foul play. Was Jessup's silence for getting too close to the truth? Or was his obsession simply a burden too heavy to bear? Jessup's demise became yet another ominous chapter in the story of the Philadelphia experiment. Debunking the Philadelphia experiment. Skeptics argue that there is no evidence that the Philadelphia experiment ever happened. The USS Eldridge's actual records place it far from Philadelphia on the alleged date of the experiment, reportedly stationed in New York. Crew members who served aboard the Eldridge have repeatedly dismissed claims of invisibility or teleportation. Furthermore, scientists agree that such technological feats manipulating electromagnetic fields to achieve invisibility and teleportation are far beyond our current capabilities. The human body, for example, could not survive the physical stresses involved in such experiments, let alone fuse with metal as described by Allende. Many now believe the story emerged from misunderstandings of real Navy technology, combined with wartime paranoia and myth-making. Carlos Allende's dubious credibility, alongside a lack of concrete evidence, makes the story unlikely. The power of the unknown. The Philadelphia experiment remains a powerful story because it taps into humanity's fascination with the unknown, a desire to believe that advanced technologies and hidden knowledge exist just beyond our grasp. Whether fact, fiction, or somewhere in between, it serves as a timeless reminder of how mystery and science can blur into myth. In the end, the truth about the Philadelphia experiment may lie not in secret Navy documents, but in the collective imagination of a world still intrigued by invisibility, teleportation, and the ultimate unknown time travel.